Wait,
Thank you for coming. I have your attention. Hello. Hi. Okay, so before we start, let's go over some quick rules just to get the boring stuff out of the way so we can get to the fun stuff. So, just a second. So the first rule is, if you want to talk, I would love to hear your questions, or if you have any, if you're not unsure about something, or you have something you want to add to it, that's great. But can you please raise your hand first so that you don't interrupt each other or me? But then there's crayons out here. I'm going to be passing out coloring sheets in just a second. If you don't feel like coloring, that's fine. If you want to color, please color and decorate the sheets. But share the crayons, don't fight over them, okay? And remember, don't interrupt each other or me. Thank you very much, okay? Now, we're going to be talking about some somewhat confusing things, and some of the words are kind of long. So I'm going to define a few terms before we start. So one of them is an organ. Does anyone know what an organ is? Natalie.
It's part of your body.
Yes, it is a part of your body. So it's part of your body that has, yes, Asher.
An organ is also this basic little piano, basic.
Yes, you're right. Well, right now we're talking about the body part. I'll come to you later, okay? Right now we're talking about the body part. So here we can see some different organs. There's the brain, the lungs, the heart, the stomach,
Gallbladder.
the gallbladder. You see the intestines, and there's other organs too. But those are some of the big important ones. The one we're going to be focusing on today is the brain. The brain is an organ that controls our thoughts, memory, emotion, breathing. Yes, Zion?
So when you say today, does that mean they're going to do all the other organs?
No. And it controls a lot of other things too. Sometimes I might refer to the mind. The mind is partly the brain, but also how the brain interacts with our body and the whole world around us. So it's not just the organ of the brain. And these connections that our brains make with how our body feels and people and things around us can cause a lot of confusing feelings called emotions. Let's define that too. An emotion is a feeling such as happy, or sad, or scared, or angry. And these are caused by the situation you're in or the people you're around. Okay, so raise your hand if you want a coloring sheet. I'm going to pass out a few. If you don't like the one you have, you can ask your neighbor if you can trade with them.
I wanted a brain.
And some people might need to share. I will get another one. Some people might need to share with a person near them. Would the two of you be willing to share this brain? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thanks. Okay, feel free to decorate them. You can decorate them whatever color you want. That's great. So, God made our bodies, our minds, and our souls. And we just talked about all these different organs, right?
Yes.
So, it's really cool how all these parts interact with each other and how, like, our brain can tell our arm to move, or our foot to move, our leg to move. And we can do all these crazy things, right? Yes, Madeline? Maybe afterwards, okay? So every day, what's something you do every day? Every day I eat food. What's something else you do every day? Beatrix? Margo?
You get dressed.
You get dressed. Yes, Nathan.
I use the bathroom.
Use the bathroom. Lorena? You play. Madeline?
Obnoxious.
Okay, we'll get more questions later, more things later, but those are all things we do every day to take care of our bodies. But guess what? We also have to take care of our minds. So, how does our brain control our body? It sends messages throughout the body, and these messages are called neurons. I like to think of them as mailmen that send messages through the body. So, can you feel there's a bone on the back of your neck? Can you feel it? Does anyone know what that's called? Zion?
Spine.
Yeah, that's your spine. And inside it, the bones are protecting your spinal cord, which is like a highway that sends these mailmen. They can drive up and down it really, really fast, and then they go on all the roads to the bottom of your toes. Up. Yeah, like a car driving really, really fast. And these mailmen are how your body and your brain communicate with each other. Now, there's a lot of different parts of your brain. We can see some of the parts in this picture. The outside looks kind of squiggly and weird. Some of you are coloring pictures of it. And this part on the outside, I like to call the upstairs part of the brain. And then there's other parts underneath, the downstairs parts. And some of them have kind of weird or confusing names. So I made up different characters to help me remember. So first, we have Grandpa Hippo. I know this is an elephant, not a hippo. Just bear with me. So he's rather old. He's lived a long time. His full name is Hippocampus limbic. He's one of the downstairs people, and he sits in his library all day reading books. That's a myth. And he has so many books. The walls are just covered in books. And every day he gets more books. And he organizes the books at night when everyone else is sleeping because he's a bit of a night owl. But sometimes everyone's chaotic. Maybe they're stressed and they can't sleep. Then it's harder for him to organize the books. Yes, Madeline?
Did he belong to one of your brothers? And why do you call him a hippo and an elephant and an owl?
And a bear.
I did not call him an owl.
You said he was an owl.
Madeline, related question. Okay, related things.
Yes, okay. Well, he has lots of books, and Xavier, no fighting, okay? Thank you. Okay, and so he likes to organize these books. Now, sometimes these books get ripped, or people write notes in the margins, so they're not in perfect condition. These books are what we call memories. And so he organizes our memories in our brain. And now he has a granddaughter, and her name is Amy. Now, she's very curious about the world. She wants to observe everything around her and see all the things that are going on in the world outside. But sometimes she gets very scared, and then she makes a loud noise, ring, 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 to let everyone know there's something dangerous happening. And so then everyone in the house knows, oh no, something dangerous is happening, and then they can help get the person to safety. And so she's very curious, and she's trying to help us to stay safe, but sometimes she reacts very violently when it seems like a very small circumstance. Yes, Margot?
Is that called the amygdala?
It is. Good job. Now, if I was playing with a toy, and my brother came, and he also wanted to play with it, and he stole the toy.
Which brother?
Doesn't matter.
Goodness.
And he stole the toy from me.
6.
And he stole the toy from me. Well, now Amygdala is saying, oh no, danger. He stole the toy from me, and now I want it back. He's not giving it back, and he's trying to hurt me. So what am I going to do? So one thing I could do is say, stop, that's not fair, give it back. And I might punch him. Or I may say, Mommy, he stole the toy from me, make him give it back. Or I might run up to my room and cry. I'm trying to get away from him because he's being mean.
Don't you brothers?
Yes, but what if my brother is bigger and taller and stronger than me?
You have a big brother.
So there are people who are bigger and taller and stronger than me. There are ones who are bigger and taller and stronger than me, though. So what if they stole it and he's gonna punch me, and I'm in a corner, so I can't run away, and I can't punch back. He's a lot taller and stronger than me, and so he's gonna crumple me. So what am I gonna do now? And I say, I'm so sorry. You can play with it. I don't want it after all. It's okay. I didn't know you wanted to play with it. Or I might just freeze, not be sure what to do. Or sometimes in very extreme circumstances, people get so scared that they might faint and topple over. But I don't think that's gonna happen this. I don't think that's gonna happen this time. Well,
So, are you talking about Enoch
maybe.
or Gilly?
Well, there's other people in the imaginary house who live in the upstairs part, and they are a bit more logical. They think things through. They think, okay, this is what's happening, and this is what's going on. So let's pause and consider before we react to the situation. But if we look here, so this is the back of the spinal cord. So the amygdala, little Amy, and Grandpa Hippo, they get the information before the people upstairs do. So if something scary is happening, amygdala's gonna go, oh no, danger, 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 and start running away before you can realize, actually, it wasn't a spider, it's just a little fly on the wall. It's not actually anything dangerous. But sometimes because they're downstairs, they might react very violently before everyone upstairs will be like, actually, it's not that bad. Now, every day we move between the danger, scary thing and actually it's okay. So we go through danger mode and calm mode all the time, every day. And guess what? When you take a breath in, you're getting ready to go into danger mode, to run or fight or hide. And so, but when we breathe out, we're going back into calm mode. Could you do that with me? Breathe in and breathe out really slowly through your nose and then out through your mouth.
Save it. Save it.
Like your phone did.
Yeah, like that. Great job, Asher.
Asher.
Yeah. And so we can actually calm ourselves down when we notice that, oh wait, I'm reacting more than I need to. Maybe I'm feeling really stressed or overwhelmed. Sometimes I'll take a deep breath to help myself calm down. And now, before I can regulate my emotions, I have to first notice how I'm feeling. Sometimes this can be hard because there's so many emotions. So sometimes I use an emotion wheel to help me put words to how I'm feeling. So this one's really fun. It has pizza. So if my brother stole my toy, I might be mad because I was playing with it first. And that's not fair. I might be scared because he might hurt me. And I might be sad because I wanted to play with it. And why would he steal it from me? And we can feel all these things at the same time. For me, I like to use this one because it has so many different words on it. This one's probably more fun. In the center, it has the primary emotions. So there's surprise. Could anyone show me a surprised face? Yeah, there's a great surprise faces. What about happy? Great. What about sad? Yeah. Oh, disgusted. And angry? What about afraid? Yeah. And the last one we'll get to a bit later. But all these emotions, then they have many words to describe them. And there's so many words because if I hit my brother who stole my toy, I might feel guilty that I hurt him. Or maybe on a different day, I might feel really lonely because I miss my friends and I can't see them. And those two feelings, they feel very different. They're both sad. I'm sad and lonely, or sad and guilty. But they're very different. And so that's why there's so many words here. Now the green here is called bad. And that's not a primary emotion. It's more a mix of many things. So some of them are overwhelmed, sleepy, rushed, out of control. And so this is when there's so much going on in our lives and there's many feelings. And so we might feel really out of control because all these things are happening and we don't know what's going on. We might feel really rushed because we have homework due tomorrow and then there's a birthday party. And this is a lot to deal with, right? Well, guess what? Some of our emotions don't feel very good. Like feeling rushed doesn't feel very good. Feeling guilty doesn't always feel very good. But all of our emotions, even the ones that don't feel good, are good because God made our emotions. And He feels angry and happy and scared and sad also. And sometimes it can be really complicated and confusing figuring out what words to describe how we feel. But there's many ways that we can use things to better express our emotions in more healthy ways than just punching someone. So you could talk to your parents or a friend or a trusted adult. You could draw a picture. You could tell a story. You could write down how you feel. Sometimes I like to dance to express myself. There's lots of different things you can do. But noticing how you feel is a great first step. Now, sadly, that's all we have for today. But before I send you off, I'm going to quickly pray for you, okay? So can you? Okay. Thank you, God, for this time together. Thank you for our bodies that you have created and how they work. Thank you for the emotions that you have given us and the many ways that we can express ourselves. Be with us today and this week. In your name, amen.